Hello, everybody. So I just thought I would talk about whether non-duality has brought me peace. I've always been interested in spirituality. I grew up in a Catholic family, and I went to church. And my brother moved away, but I still have held an interest, although I couldn't see, because we're brought up in this secular society, and I was interested in astronomy and physics, and I studied computer science at university, and it's very difficult for modern people to believe in God. It's something that becomes like it's your cultural background. It's something that you call on when you're really in need, and it's a help because you're brought up that way. But it's something that I couldn't justify, really. And became very interested in lots of different kind of spiritual paths. Like years ago, I was listening to Alan Watts and Jiddu Krishnamurti and other things, and vaguely dipping in and out of different spiritualities and things like that, and trying to think about things myself and look into philosophy. And but I was actually very unhappy, and there was a point when I really didn't feel that there was any meaning in life, and I was I thought I'd get some books about happiness, self-help books about happiness. I was listening to one and then another, and then I listened to something about cognitive behavioral therapy and all this kind of these things, trying to keep away from too much self-help affirmation type of stuff, because that just makes you depressed. And listening to this kind of self-help, various quality, psychology, which seemed to be a logical way to approach it, and also getting interested in consciousness, what was consciousness, and I was watching lots of these there's something of ideas on the internet, but they charge you, so I only watched half of their videos, like these scientists talking about consciousness, they couldn't say what it was. It was very disappointing. I'd watch some video about what's consciousness, and then it'd be like, well, some guy on stage would be saying consciousness doesn't exist, you're not really conscious, it's an illusion. And the other people were saying, well, you might not be conscious, but I'm certainly conscious. And it seemed like they had actually got nowhere, and I was surprised. I thought that science had all the answers. And I continued to be interested in physics, cosmology, astrophysics, and stuff like that. But I was very unhappy, and I thought for a period that what I would do is I would just kill myself, just end it all, get rid of all this suffering. But I couldn't, because my mum was around. I would have broken her heart, and so I didn't. I'd even kind of planned it, and then found Eckhart Tolle, and I was walking in the mountains near Madrid, just where I live, and listening to these books of his, and it seemed okay. I didn't really like it at first, and then he mentioned Nisargadatta Maharaj, because Eckhart Tolle got enlightened instantly, and all his problems were solved. He became super happy for a period of time, just sat on benches, and then started teaching, and he's super happy now. He's, how can you get that? How can you get instant enlightenment? You just have to be lucky, roll of the dice. But he mentioned Nisargadatta Maharaj, and he said that Nisargadatta Maharaj had got enlightenment slowly over a few years. So I thought, well, this is the way to go. So I got the audiobook of I Am That by Nisargadatta Maharaj and listened to it. And I didn't like it at first. I remember exactly where I was on this path through the mountains and just really not liking it. But then it kind of clicked. And there've been various times I've had little epiphanies, but this one was kind of, and it's like, oh wow, Gary, that's fantastic. But this one was, I just thought, but what if it's right? What if everything exists in consciousness? That my body is inside my consciousness. So if I kill myself, it won't end the problem. I'll still be here. And if somehow, if your consciousness is still here, if you get dragged back into another body, I might not have all the resources that I've been given in this world. Not like, my parents own some sort of fantastic business. My dad's a nurse. But I've got an education, and I have a lot of things that if I had if I wouldn't know if I'd be so lucky in the next life, especially if I threw this one away. And I thought I was almost disappointed that wasn't an option, that wasn't a way out. And I could feel how, for a lot of people in society, this is what they think. They think, I'm unhappy, I'm terribly unhappy, the way out is that. Suicide. And I just realized that it's not. And I wasn't completely, even now I'm not enlightened, but I just realized that this is actually a serious possibility, that I will continue when my body doesn't continue. And I started taking things a bit more seriously, a bit more like, this is my life, I'm resigned to it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to, I started meditation and tried to live healthily, eat healthy, go to the gym, work, and just, just do it. And I got a lot happier, and I discovered Rupert Spira shortly after that. And I went through a phase of, listening to lots of Rupert Spira, listening to lots of other elevated teachers who were not always as good. I kind of settled on Rupert Spira and Swami Savarapirananda for a period. And really my life has completely changed. My mother died last year, and I didn't kill myself because I have the world is full of meaning now. I found this present moment. Before it was like I was moving a puppet round. Like, James has to do this, James has to do that. And when I remember listening to Rupert Spira, when I kind of became aware of being here, it was really quite an awakening that. It's amazing to just think it was the same, but I'm here I am. And that was something that our attention's never drawn to in our normal life. We've got to do this, we've got to do that, we've got to learn this, got to learn that, we've got to do all these right things. But just realizing that this presence is here is really quite magical. And it kind of turned the world into a miracle, really. Because we talk about miracles, turning water into wine or other miracles like that, but nothing compares to the miracle that all of this is here. And it's really quite spectacular, really. So yeah, now I think non-duality really did help me. And when I've signed up to these Rupert Spira meetings and retreats online, they're cheaper than the ones where you actually go and stay in a hotel with him. But I see a lot of people are depressed. A lot of people are coming to non-duality because they're unhappy. And despite the fact that I had good results with this, and I feel at peace now, I think a lot of these people probably should do all the other things I did. They should try to eat healthily, level blood sugar levels, stable blood sugar levels, no crashes, do exercise, get out in the countryside, get a job, communicate with people. I think, and maybe see a mental health, go to counseling, get some medication if necessary, this is with a lot of these people, I think that that's what they should probably do. But in my case, just this understanding, having this understanding is really what changed everything for me. So there we go. I hope that was interesting. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.